Formula Rebecca. I'm the co-executive director of Community Center for Integrated Development. So today we are having today we started the first or the 2 days workshop for tribal leaders and municipal leaders on prevention and response of gender-based violence in the Fako division. So the training is all about actually telling or actually giving these people the knowledge they need about gender-based violence so as to go into their communities, develop policies and change cultural norms which actually perpetuate gender-based violence in these various communities, and also change laws or try to advocate for laws or change laws that perpetuate violence generally. It's all about culture and policy in our communities.
I'm Elvis Amingwa Atembe, a consultant for Community Center for Integrated Development. So the workshop today is all about briefing councillors on the integration of gender-related issues into the council development plan. You know, I really appreciate the effort made by the sponsor organization regarding this workshop. If you see, most of our council face challenges in the area of involving gender issues into their core planning activity, like their annual budgeting activity. So this particular workshop is actually a way forward so that a change can start at the level of every council. So throughout the day of today, the councillors will be drilled on approaches on identifying gender-related issues at the level of their community using participatory approaches like focus group discussion, interviews, and other related methods. So in the course of the discussion, they will also be able to know those that they can engage as key stakeholders within their community to address some of the issues that they have been able to identify. And then, once you have all that information, it now gives you way for planning. Now the planning will consider the framework as prescribed by the Ministry of Decentralization, because most councillors or other councils are not versed with that framework. So it's also an avenue for them to see how that framework is and how they can incorporate it in their own planning. Also, they will be drilled on monitoring and evaluation issues so that during their various council sessions throughout the year, they can be able to follow up some of those things that they included in their operational plan in the course of that year. So in summary, that is what the workshop today is all about.
I am Dr. Dorothy Fosak of the Department of Women and Gender Studies, University of Boya. I am happy to have facilitated this workshop, training of community leaders on gender-based violence, and I hope the message they're taking will change their perspectives towards handling gender-based violence issues in their respective communities. I went on to tell them about gender-based violence, what it is, what it entails, the different forms, the way it manifests, and what can be done. And we need to do, I relate gender-based violence to human rights, to say that this is a total abuse on the rights of persons who are violated. And there are institutions, there are treaties and conventions and laws in this country that Cameroon has ratified, and even national laws that punish gender-based violence. And so they need to know, especially with the recent 2016 Penal Code, try to show them the different sections that they can rely on when they want to follow up on gender-based violence.
My name is Namundo Elizabeth Mbela Epouze Oben. I'm a representative of the Southwest Regional House of Assembly. Well, I would say the training for the gender-based violence training that took place today at the Eta Palace was actually very good, because I learned a lot of stuff which I never knew were actually being backed by law to be carried out in a community or in an institution. So for today, I would say I learned that not all or not every activity that is being carried out in a house or in a home or an institution is right or just. It has taught me how to protect my girl child or boy child or a woman or a mother or my community. It has taught me how to take care of gender-based violence in my community, for say the violation of human rights. Men are being violated every day, women are as well being violated. So it has taught me how to implement gender-based violence in my community, so as to be able to carry out activities that could lead to a development of my community by creating such awareness.
I am Chief Tuneta from Tabo village in the Umojok subdivision. I am wonderfully impressed with the lessons we have gotten from this seminar. I will take same to my community and see how we can improve on the life of our women and children, especially the girl child.
Today we're talking about how to place a budget in this workshop in our local councils. And we discovered in this lesson that there are a lot of headings in the budget that we don't carry out. We don't carry out this budget as it's supposed to be. But out of this workshop, we have learned, because we have now learned that the purpose of the council is to impact or improve the life of the community. And so if we create a budget that does not have an impact to the population, then we have not done anything.
One has really been interactive, because bringing people from different backgrounds and from different cultural contexts and from different municipal areas, we discovered that we're hoping to see, like, we actually saw the diversities of their various cultures and their personal beliefs when it comes to gender-based violence, and when it comes to laws and policies concerning gender-based violence. And it has been very interactive, because we have been able to exchange and really understand the issues of these people in their communities and how we can actually change these cultures, because we've actually discovered ways in which we can work with these people hand in hand to actually change cultures and policies that are actually biased or actually promote gender-based violence in our various communities.
From this early interaction, it shows that they are highly motivated and ready to learn. So if you yourself can realize from the way they respond to issues, from what they show interest, it shows you that they themselves are very interested in the workshop, and that is the more reason why they make effort to be here. Today is a Saturday, a very busy day for people of their caliber to engage in other activities, but they are here and ready to learn. So it shows that they are really interested and motivated.
We are hoping that what I've learned here today will help them to be able to, first of all, identify situations of gender-based violence, and then if they can go back and even sensitize the population.
I will take the lessons I've learned so far to my community, and together with my Council of Elders and Traditional Council, we shall implement all the decisions that have been taken here.
Now, I would say with my position, I can write something like a proposal that will lead to the creation of awareness that, no, hey, this community needs to be educated on this stuff, because it happens everywhere, especially in my community where I came from. It happens. There are gender-based violence that take place everywhere, and it takes place there every time, and due to the fact that they don't know about the rights and duties that are actually being carried out on that aspect. So some of them just feel shy to talk it out or to open up to those that are around them. So I intend to carry out a gender-based awareness in my community, so as to educate them more about the types of gender-based violence and how to go about it.
The gender-based violence against our women and girl child. And I also discovered that men too, the rights of men too sometimes are violated. This I did not know before now. So we also have to protect those men who are vulnerable.
For the implementation of what I've learned, the first thing I will do when I go back home, I will meet with my community leaders, the traditional councillors, church leaders, and other head of services available in my community to share what I've learned here and see if we can individually or collectively extend it to the population at large. This workshop is coming at a very right time because for quite some time now, because of the crisis, we used to have this aspect of gender violence, as I said before, a normal thing. And with the exposure of the law, what the Constitution says about it, I think it is something that if the NGO can extend their activity to individual communities, it is going to be another measure which we're going to fight this thing as a whole. Yeah, it is not something that we just hold this workshop once like this, I will leave it like that. It is something we have to keep it consistently, organize regular workshops like this. If possible, they can make available posters, flyers, which are going to be measures they can extend to these community leaders who are going to take it to their various households or their small groups where these things can be educated as well.
I want to thank the people who have done this workshop, and I want to tell them that they should make another workshop so that when we are coming next year, they will maybe able to evaluate us whether we really did it the way we learned in this workshop. I, for one, am going to start up something to see that about 500 women in my community are going to be impacted, for all, whether farmers or whether petty traders or students. We can take 60 of them every year, but at the end, at least before the end of the mandate, let 500 lives, 500 families be touched so that we can improve our community.
So generally the program was very exciting, and it was, let's say, better than we hoped for. Or we had 3 trainers, 3 experts from the region or from who work around the globe. One from Songage Gender Justice, that's from South Africa. The other, the university lecturer at the University of Buea, Faculty of Social Management Science at the Women and Gender Studies, and a trainer specialist when it comes to drafting policies and issues concerning councillors in our community. So bring about all of these 3 experts actually help to mainstream issues in our communities, whether gender issues, community issues, and still make sure these people are held accountable to us and make sure that they are going to the right path to actually attain all of these issues and combat gender-based violence in our various communities. So gender-based violence is real, and coming from the councillors, coming from the traditional leaders, and coming from all these people that actually have witnessed or have actually are in the right position to make policies against gender-based violence in their various institutions, in their various institutions, their various communities, and their various in the whole world, the whole Cameroon or the division at large. We actually have seen that this it's a very important approach, or a very technical approach to actually work with these people and still making sure that we're making sure to use a holistic approach where our community, we actually serving in the best interest at heart. So I think personally, or from the personal point of view, or from the organizational point of view, this is actually a new way, because we actually hope to work with these persons not only at this level. This is actually a bold step, or a step for us to work with these people to actually change cultures and all of these things by after this, by doing follow-up with these individuals or these communities, because they do represent communities, to see how far this knowledge we've actually impacted, or this knowledge, how they have trickled down this knowledge to their communities, or how they have used this knowledge to change their laws or their customs in their various communities. To start with, this project is a multi-sectoral approach, or it uses many. We're trying to use a lot of means to attain gender-based violence, because working only with the community-based organizations, or just the religious leaders, or just the tribal leaders is not, or just a limited amount of people will not actually attain this our goal of ending gender-based violence in our various communities. Working with these persons, we are also able to. We are working with communities, right in areas like Boyoka. We're working in places like Tiko, Limbe 1, 2, 3, Boya, and we are able to work with these people because we've been carrying out projects where we work one-on-one with survivors of gender-based violence, providing them support and giving them referral pathways, maybe to health services, to legal services, to psychosocial services, to safe houses, and all of these things. So it's not a project, it's not something we are doing still on our own, but we are working with different people who collaboratively and with different people, but we are also hoping to work with to have a strong partnership with the judicial system, the health system, and all of these things, just to solve the problem right from its roots, not only from the branches or where it has actually brought about effects in our communities. So it's not something we started just today. We've been working that. We hope to continue working that and hope that these people will actually give us a leeway to actually work collaboratively or actively engage these members of their communities to work with us in our various projects.
Well, I just want to say they should scale this up, because if I see the number here is about 15, so mean that they are representing just 15 councils. But I just want to say that they can increase on their resource mobilization and then scale up this project and take it to other councils area, because I'm sure it's one of its kind, and other councils also we want to be a beneficiary.
Well, I would say a thank you note to the organizers, because they have made me to look beyond what I was expecting. They have taught me that I could actually educate people who are not with me. I could actually go for gender-based training, go for seminars that could educate my community and bring a lot of development with them.
I would like to start by thanking the German Embassy, of course, because without them, this whole project wouldn't have been possible. And also for the word I will have for these councillors or these tribal leaders are maybe going out there, telling these people about gender-based violence, and actually trying to change policies and change laws or cultures that actually perpetuate gender-based violence. We've actually heard about a lot of issues when they were doing a discussion, such as the prevalence of female genital mutilation, the prevalence of breast ironing, burning, and widowhood rituals, which have actually been something that is very prevalent in these communities in the Fako division. And we're actually calling on them to actually bring laws that will actually stop or actually bring a hold to these issues of gender-based violence in our communities.